Hello everybody, Jim Mandelbaum here again with Gigamon Basics, upgrading via the graphical user interface. So we know we end up having to upgrade our appliances over time, and we have two ways we can do it. One is via the graphical interface in your browser, the other is via the command line. This will focus on the browser, which will get you anywhere between the old versions all the way up to the modern version up to 5.9. Anything 5.10 and above you'll want to do via the command line due to the size of the upgrade file. The agenda is we're going to determine your current version. We're going to determine the steps you need to take to get to the version you want to get to. We're going to download the required versions from the community. We're going to install the update, reboot the appliance, and take a look at where we are. When you log into the graphical interface of your appliance, you can see right here, I'm looking at an HC2. You can see the version right there under software. In this case, 5.7.01, and you can see the release date on this version of 9/23 of 2019. Now, when you're going from 5.7 to whatever version you want to reference a chart because there are steps you may have to take. So if we take a look at this chart, it gives you everything from 5.1 and below all the way up to 5.10, which is where we're our current upgrade path from. We're at 5.11 right now is our latest release. So when 5.11 gets an upgrade from there, this chart will update. In the case we're looking at, we're at 5.7 on an HC2, which is the third column. And if we want to upgrade, we have to go from 5.7 to 5.9, 01, 03 to 5.10 to 5.11. But in this demo, what we're going to do is we're going to upgrade and stay within the 5.7s just to make it easier. But if I wanted to go to a 5.10, I would need that incremental 5.9 in there as shown. In order to get the file, so I'm going to go to the latest long-term stable of 5.7, which is 5.7.05. And the way you can find out is through community. I'm going to show you that. If you go to community.gigamon.com, upper right-hand corner, and click login, it'll prompt you to log in. If you click on the more button or tab, that'll pull down to software and docs. From there, we'll want to filter. And we can filter in that lower left corner, you'll see we'll filter by the product, HC2, and the release we're looking for, 5.7. Now, I went ahead and typed in 5.7.05 in the search bar because I know that was the latest long-term stable. But if you don't know, you can just type the 5.7 and then scroll through the pages to find the latest long-term stable. Now, as we look at it, you'll see here that I've got the HC2, 5.7.05, long-term stable. Anything above that are patches, and you never want to install a patch without tech support telling you to do that. And I'm going to go ahead and click on the link, and I'm going to go ahead and download it. Now, before I can download it, of course, as always, we have to accept the end-user license agreement. So scroll through that and read to your heart's content, but I'm going to do like everybody else. I'm just going to click on I agree and accept, and I'm going to get the file. The other thing you'll want to do is you'll want to take a look at the release notes. The release notes tell you a lot of information. What's really important are understand the known issues. As you upgrade to any version, there's always going to be some issues that are still open, if there are trouble tickets, and support is working on getting them fixed with engineering. And then the other thing you'll want to do is you'll want to look at the system requirements. Of course, there's installation and upgrade instructions, some compatibility information. And then it has, in 5.7, some licensing were changed, and we released the new version of a GigaSmart module that started in 5.7 as well. So the READMEs are really good. We're going to go ahead now and actually dive in, and we're going to go ahead and upgrade an HC2. We're at the HC2. I'm going to go ahead and log in as admin and type in the password. And you can see, again, the version that this one is on is 5.7.02.03. And that was released March 11th of 2020. But I'm going to go ahead and get us, as I said, to the most recent long-term stable, which is 5.7.05. So in order to do that, I'm going to come over here on the left-hand side. I'm going to click Settings. I'm going to go to Reboot and Upgrade across the top. And I'm going to take a look at my images. Now, I currently have a couple images here. The one that's running, currently booted, and to boot next is the current one, 5.7.02. So I'm going to go ahead and make room. So I'm going to get rid of the old one because I don't need it. So I'm going to click on that. I'm going to delete it. And it's going to say, are you sure you want to? And yes, and I'm good to go. So now I have room to upload my new image. So I'm going to say New. I'm going to go ahead and install it from a local file. Your options are to install it from a URL or from a TFTP server. But in my case, I'm going to go ahead and choose a local file. So I'm going to click this. So I've gone ahead and browsed and found the HC2 57025 image file, and I'm going to go ahead and click OK. Now what you get is a nice updating status here across there. You'll see the blue bar across the top scrolling, and this will count all the way through uploading to 99, and then it'll see that it'll go to installing image. So let's go ahead and just let it go. Now that the upload is complete, it does come back and say installing. Depending upon your appliance and its current activity and load, this can take anywhere between 2 to 3 minutes to install the image. So we just have to be patient. Now that it has completed the install, we can click on cancel, and we take a look at the images, and you'll see that the currently booted, which is partition 2, is 5703, but the partition on the next boot will be the new one, 5705, which is exactly what we wanted. So if we come to reboot, and we hit reboot, it will reboot the server. Now the great thing about this is you can stage it, and until you're ready to hit reboot, the box will continue to operate on the current version. But once you tell it to reboot, it will bring the system down while it reboots, and then everything should come back as it is. Now the one thing I always say is before you hit reboot, this disk in the upper right hand corner, save your existing configuration, because I can't tell you how many times I've made a bunch of changes, rebooted the box, and forgot to save it. So I clicked on that, we're saved, we're good. I'm going to go ahead and say reboot, and I'm going to say OK, and the box is now rebooting. Now that the system is rebooted, we're going to click on OK, and we're going to be brought back to log in. You'll see right off the top 5705, but let's go ahead and log in. And the dashboard right here says that is the latest long-term stable of 5705. As always, I want to thank you for watching this video. Please join the Gigamon community at community.gigamon.com and follow me on Twitter. Thank you very much.